Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Are you wondering what are some of the habits of successful preppers? Well, the first habit is that you want to continue to learn. You recognize that knowledge is power. The more that you know, the more skills you develop, the better you're prepared to face every single day of your life. You want to keep improving and evaluate your progress. Evaluate the skills that you have and figure out what do you want to learn next. Next, you want to make sure that you're adding to your stockpile. You want to inventory and keep track of the supplies that you have. Do you have enough food? Are you rotating it in a timely fashion? Do you have a wide variety of pantry foods and long-term foods? Do you have fresh foods in your bug-out bag and your emergency kits? Next, look at the area of water. Do you have enough water in your stockpile? Do you have a way to filter water if you need to get more? How about a container to hold water? Say if you need to bring it from a pond or a stream. Do you at least have a bucket that you can carry extra water should you need to? Do you have a way to provide shelter for your family? Yes, we want to stay in our home as long as possible, but that may not be possible. We may have a tree fall through the roof, maybe a fire. Perhaps a tornado wipes your house away or you're forced to evacuate in a hurricane. Do you have some idea of a shelter that you could provide? Do you have a tent, maybe an emergency bivy bag? Do you have tarps that you could build a shelter? And have you practiced and thought about how you could actually do those things? Have you practiced setting up your tent or building a shelter so that you know that you could? You can go to a park on a sunny afternoon and try setting it up, taking it down. Set up your tent in your living room. Make sure you have all the poles and you know how it works. Take your supplies to a park on a sunny afternoon and set up or try building a shelter there. It can be a fun learning experience. It helps you understand what do you have, what do you need. It helps you see how can I do the things I need to, what are the supplies that I need, and allow you to make a plan to get more supplies if you need them. Do you have a first aid kit and are you up to date on your first aid skills? Read over your first aid manual so that you know what to do should you encounter an emergency. Do you have basic tools so that you could dig a hole, saw a branch, open a container? There are basic tools that everybody should have, from a knife to a shovel to some pliers, an axe. There are things that we need to have whether we're staying home or we find ourselves forced to leave our home, and we need to have a few things to make our journey more bearable. Another great habit is to diversify your preps. Do you have some in your home, some in your car? Maybe you've thought of another place where you could stash some if you have to leave your home. Even spread out where you have things in your home. Think creatively. The more things you have, the more varied they are, the more places that you spread them out, the better your chances of success in an emergency situation. Another great habit is to assess the risks and threats where you live. Do you live where forest fires are a threat? Do you live in earthquake country, tornado country, maybe hurricanes or floods or something that happen in your region? Be prepared to deal with the most likely events that happen where you are, and then listen to the news, pay attention to what's going on so that you understand what you might face where you live. Information is power. You also need the tenacity to know that you have what it takes, that you can do what you need to. You're willing to stick to it and accomplish your task. You need determination. You're determined to set goals and then make sure that you accomplish them to the best of your ability. You need persistence, that you're willing to work on your goals, and you're resourceful, that you look around you, figure out what do I have, how can I make the best of it, and have faith in yourself. I have done difficult things before, I've learned new things, and I'm willing to do the very best I can no matter what the world throws at me. No matter the situation, I can make the best of it, and I'll keep going as long as I can. Think about these habits of successful preppers. Probably if you inventory your own strengths and weaknesses, you'll see that you can be a great prepper too, and you have a lot of these habits and skills. We just need to keep working on them, and remember, you can do it, and you'll have the best outcome of all. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.